the plane in, but can you see?
Connor has the puck. Made a great shot. Runs for Rebecca. Rebecca score. There it is. Oh, Connor gets the first score of the game.
Takes the game over early. It's Sprague hit the three. Leo Sprague. Running back another way for the Raiders. Great shot. Score! Sophie Brady slides the back of the net from the face-off circle, and with 1:14 to go, the Raiders take a 3-2 lead.
And we are back once again for an all-new Black Red Blitz. As always, I'm your host, Rebecca Cahn. We're quickly off to a 3-0 start. Raiders football keeps leaving their opponents in the dust. In their 3 wins, the Raiders have outscored the competition 89-6. Already earning a number 16 spot in the top 20 Boston Globe rankings, will continue to be impressed by this team as the offense keeps pouring on the points like the heavy rain under the Friday night lights here at Weston. Right away, you can easily see why the Raiders deserve to be in the spotlight as Dedham quickly realizes this is going to be a long, cold, rainy night ahead for them. Marauders on their opening drive here are forced to punt. A really bad snap here gets by punter Nigel Hill. Hill recovers but is tackled by a swarm of Raiders right on the doorstep of the end zone. So just like that, it's a 1st and goal for Wellesley, giving Grant Casillas the easiest chance to run it in for the touchdown. So 7 easy points on the scoreboard later, it's the Raiders who are just getting started here. Marauders get stuffed yet again on their next possession, and it stinks to be the punter once again as Nigel Hill just wants to do his job, which is punt the ball away. But again, it's a really bad snap. This time does go down as a safety, and Dedham hands over 2 more points to Wellesley. The lead is 9-0 in this first, and Raiders keep possession. So as Wellesley looks for more, they get help once again on the ground. Watch here as Grant Casillas Deeks breaking tackles, running through the Dedham defense like a Mack truck that's just lost its brakes for another huge gain by the time Casillas is finally brought down. Very next snap, now inside the 25, Wellesley doesn't waste any time here as Jack Tishman steps back and airs a beauty to Brendan Dolan, who's left Stephen McDonough in the dust. Tishman and Dolan connect for the touchdown, and after 1 quarter played here, it's the Raiders who lead 16-0. Second quarter opens up and Dedham continues to be smothered by Raiders' relentless defense. Watch here as John Rafoho just stuffs his Brendan Kidlick pass right back, denying a completion with authority and forcing another Marauders 3-and-out here. So the Raiders start another drive with outstanding field position yet again. Jack Tishman takes the snap, fakes the pitch to perfection, and if you thought Brendan Dolan was wide open on the last score, well, think again. Because while Marauders secondary looks to be defending back at Honeywell Field, Dolan, all by himself, brings down his 2nd touchdown catch here in Weston. And this offensive combo of Jack Tishman and Brendan Dolan is just making it look too easy. 23-0 Wellesley. It's a tough night ahead for Dedham's quarterback Brendan Kidlick as these first 2 quarters tick away and Kidlick can't seem to be on the same page as his receivers so far. Meanwhile, it's the Raiders who continue to add to their lead with just about a minute to go before halftime. 1st and 10, Jack Tishman on fire, throws another one deep and on target, this time to Jason Meona, who can just walk into the end zone when corner Bob Munchback slips and falls down. And we're only halfway through here. The Raiders 30, Marauders zilch. Well, if you're a Dedham fan, there wasn't too much to cheer about in this game, honestly. But the Marauders were finally able to get some offense going here in this third. On this running play, Stephen McDonough somehow breaks free past a swarm of Raiders defenders that so far have dominated the line all game. McDonough isn't brought down until 55 yards later. And that is the first time on the night that the Marauders are in Raiders territory. After a pass interference call also goes Dedham's way, they are that much closer to the end zone, something that has been well out of their reach so far tonight. But a couple plays later, Nigel Hill runs it in, putting Marauders on the scoreboard finally. But it's definitely too little, too late, as the deficit is a huge one, down 36-7. The weather may have been cold and nasty, but the Raiders' offense on the field was anything but that. Brendan Dolan, no surprise here, being named Wellesley Athlete of the Week, leads the team with 6 receiving touchdowns on the season already, and would add 2 more here tonight. Behind his 3 touchdown passes, quarterback Jack Tishman continues to be that offensive leader this team can rely on. Wellesley remains unbeaten. They blow out Dedham here, 36-7. Raiders would then face a huge test on the road at Walpole and would beat an extremely tough Rebels team, winning at Walpole for the first time since 1998. So let's just put that in perspective, just how big that win was for Raiders football. When you think about it, Wellesley probably has about 65 players on the roster, give or take. So the last time that the Raiders went to Turco Field and won at Walpole was '98. The majority of this whole team wasn't even born yet. So that was a huge win for Raiders on the road. Congratulations to staying unbeaten at 5-0. So now we get to fast forward to Wednesday as we head over to Sprague for girls soccer, who were looking for a much needed win. But first, they would have to go through Walpole, a Bay State Conference showdown with the Rebels. Battling hard from the very start in this fast-moving opening half, the Raiders catch a break here and don't waste it. Izzy Hartnett collects the throw-in from Avery Moen, sets and drives it ahead. Kaylin Tchaikovsky finds it and buries it. 1-0 Wellesley off the 3rd goal in the last 2 games at home for Tchaikovsky. So with halftime just around the corner, that score helps Raiders take a 1-0 advantage here to the final period at Sprague. Second half, though, the Rebels would continue to attack the net and get some key chances here on the corner kick, but see those chances slip away. On this chip shot, Abby McLaughlin finds net, but the wrong side of it as it sails high over the crossbar and lands up top. So we continue to see the game clock slowly tick away here as the Raiders are clinging on to a 1-0 lead, trying hard to put this game away. But with just under 7 minutes to play in this extremely tight game, it's a tough one to take here as Ansley Dundon kicks it and Maria Tumboris scores on the deflection. And Walpole has fought back to tie this up at 1-1. The Rebels and the Raiders would clash the rest of the way, but neither teams would score again, so Wellesley would have to take a 1-1 draw here instead. It was a well-played game here with solid defense leading the way. And though the Raiders would take a final tie here, they would earn that victory the very next day on the road as they took care of Newton North by the score of 2-1. So as girls soccer takes a 2-week break in their schedule, boys soccer would be battling as well, coming in at 2-4-1 and still trying to find a consistent offensive rhythm as a team. And it would be an uphill battle for sure in this tight Herde Division race, as the Raiders are still fighting for a postseason berth. And here on Friday, it would be a tense Bay State Conference match as Wellesley collided with the Newton North Tigers. Offensively, Tigers and Raiders would get the penalty shots awarded to them in this whistle-heavy opening half. But each time, both sides would come away empty-handed. So the game ball has yet to find the back of the net for anyone, so we head to the second, locked in a scoreless tie. And the same story would play out here as there would continue to be penalty shots attempted, but no results on the scoreboard. So as this game continues to be filled with a lot of contact, pushing, grabbing, whatever means possible defensively to not let the other team score, on this particular grab here in the open field, refs say enough, and Captain Cooper Richards gets the red flag, which means his day, unfortunately, is over, and the rest of it will be on the bench. So the best chance here for Raiders comes on this play as the ball continues to be loose around the crease, but no one from Wellesley can bury a clutch putback to the back of the net. And that chance that slips away right here pretty much describes the frustration of this match. Because in the end, when the final whistle blows, no one scored. And this battle here on the turf will become a final scoreless tie. After being shut out in back-to-back scoreless draws against Braintree and on the road at Walpole, we check in with field hockey, as this Raiders offense would be done with seeing zeros on their scoreboard. And as Newton North quickly found out, Wellesley's offense would have no problem scoring often. Ready to finish off Friday on fire and with a win, the Raiders would challenge the Tigers relentlessly. And early on, Newton North could see they were in for a long day. Making her senior year count for sure, tri-captain Kat Donahue with the ball finds separation. And it doesn't hurt too by the fact that Tigers defenders also back off Donahue. Maybe thinking she's way out deep, she's not going to take the shot. Well, think again. And that's a great score here by Kat Donahue with a hard enough shot to make past 5 Tigers and their goalie. Not even kidding. Let's watch that again and count them yourself. That's the kind of score that will get any offense fired up. A quick minute ticks away right after that score, and Raiders connect on another well-executed play right here. Heads-up pass by Brooke Hamilton finds Ann Ulian, whose perfect centering pass gets scooped up by Alexi Y. Y, with great stick work, sees daylight with an empty box in front, easily buries it. Just like that, Wellesley leads 2-0 as we are still only in the opening minutes of this first half. So we're still in this opening frame while the Tigers still have yet to get a shot on goal. Brooke Hamilton takes control of the ball again and gets her second assist of this first when Emily Spinelli rips in the third Wellesley goal here. Newton North's few chances quickly come and go as they are not able to connect on this penalty corner. Just as quickly as that opportunity passes by, Wellesley takes that defensive stop and immediately runs downfield. As the Tigers goalie comes deep outside to kick the ball out, it's not a good clear out and instead goes right to Caroline Dolan. It's a bad idea defensively for Newton North, but great for Wellesley as Dolan can easily sink in another score here, and it's 4-0 Raiders. So while everything's going Wellesley's way, it's the exact opposite here for the Tigers. Newton North finally gets a legit shot at scoring here. Swarming the box, Ashley Babigan looks like she's got a clear shot with Sinclair Vanderhoort outside, and just to see Amy Dorr in the clutch reject her try. So Dorr and the Raiders defense comes up big here, as the shutout remains intact. Well, any hopes the Tigers had of mounting a huge second half comeback is quickly crushed, and Brooke Hamilton adds to her multiple assists on the day a score of her own. Teams one after the other are finding out just how tough it is to score against this Raiders defense, as Wellesley is tied with Walpole in goals allowed, with only 6 shots finding their way through so far. That is an outstanding stat, as the Raiders would add another victory here by way of a shutout. The final here would be 5-0 as Wellesley still remains head-to-head with Norwood in the Horde, battling for second place, which will make their next game at home against the Mustangs even that more important as we head deeper into October. Well, that's it for this episode, but as we get deeper into this month of October, that means we're even closer to the postseason. So stay with Wellesley Media and, of course, Black Red Blitz as we bring you all exciting Raiders games and highlights as these Wellesley teams continue to fight harder for a tourney spot. In the meantime, check us out on demand at wellesleymedia.org, our YouTube and Facebook pages, Wellesley Public Media, and of course right here on Comcast 9 and Verizon 39. Thanks for watching Black Red Blitz. Go Raiders!